Hello, everyone. I'm Dana Perino, along with Katie Pavlich, Harold Ford Jr., Brian Kilmeade, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. President Trump just spoke to reporters on the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and we will have that video for you shortly, and we'll bring it to you in full. And this comes amid rapid developments in the manhunt for the suspect. Right now, FBI Director Kash Patel and his deputy, Dan Bongino, are headed to the scene in Utah, where officials are expected to hold a news conference. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for this person of interest that you can see right there on your screen. Let's go to Matt Finn. He's in Utah with the latest. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Dana. Earlier this afternoon, we were preparing for a news conference on the ground here, and then it was suddenly canceled. And our understanding is that is at least in part because of Bongino and Patel being on their way here. Law enforcement said earlier today that they were trying to use technology to identify Charlie Kirk's killer on video, but then they did turn to the public and ask for help as well, releasing 2 screen grabs of a person of interest and offering that $100,000 reward. Police say the suspect appeared to be college-aged and blended in on campus here. And if you look at the photo of the person of interest, it appears that that person has a long, dark shirt, which lines up with eyewitness accounts, video, and even dispatch audio, which describe the suspect as wearing dark clothing. Now, no apparent gloves, at least in the screen grabs that we can see, so anything the suspect may have touched could have left behind DNA or fingerprints. Today, law enforcement announced they recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle in a wooded area where they believe the shooter had fled.
Through all that work last night, we were able to make a few breakthroughs. We were able to track the movements of the shooter.
We have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle.
The suspect blended in well with a college institution. We're not releasing many details right now, and we will soon. But right now we're not. But that individual appears to be of college age.
And on the ground here at Utah Valley College, the white tent that Charlie Kirk was inside of, now a morbid and infamous symbol as a part of his Prove Me Wrong table, still standing on the campus. We will keep you updated on the Patel and Bongino visit here in Utah. Back to you guys.
Matt Finn, thank you so much. And we are working on getting that tape for you of President Trump. We'll bring it to you soon. But in the meantime, let's get some comments. Let's start with Katie Pavlich, because Katie, it's wonderful to have you here on the show today. It is interesting to me to think to have known you for as long as I have, and then to realize that you actually knew Charlie Kirk going way back, and he's been a real important part of your life for many, many years.
Yeah, Charlie's a little bit younger than I am, but we started our careers essentially at the same time because I went to college. Maybe that was a mistake. And he decided to graduate high school and go right into conservative activism and build something himself. And I had the privilege of knowing him since 2013. He was always reaching out to new people, wanting to develop relationships, and we kept in touch over the years. And on election night of 2024, I texted him and said, "Congratulations, Charlie, on one of the greatest political comebacks of all time." He was a friend to many people. I know we're going to talk about his legacy and what people are saying about him later in the show. But it's been very nice to see on the channel all day and on social media and elsewhere in the conservative movement, people's tributes to him, because a lot of people were friends with him, and he touched millions of people in ways that we won't know the full effect of that for many years to come. I do want to talk about the shooter that is on the run. This person is a coward. This person is a loser. People like this do things like this because they are weak and pathetic. And there are far too many of them that are out in the country and the world trying to harm innocent people. He didn't have the courage to use words to fight Charlie Kirk. He instead decided to use a gun with a bullet and run away. But the FBI is looking for him. It's a little disappointing they haven't found him yet, but I know everybody's working really hard to find him. And when I listened to the president last night in the video he released from him in the Oval Office, and he said, quote, "My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it." He is tired of this. the country is tired of this. And a lot of this organizing of this violent political terrorism is going to come to an end. And I think they're lashing out because they know that. And I hope it doesn't get worse before it gets better. But the president has vowed to end it, and he's usually a man of his word.
Greg, while we wait to get this tape from the president, we understand from Matt Finn that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they're headed to Utah. And maybe that's because they have more information, or they need to be on the scene in order to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I don't like commenting on this stuff because it's fog of war.
Yeah.
And you say one thing, it turns out to be false. You don't want to feed into a rumor, things you hear. So I'm going to stick to just talking about Charlie and how we got here and where we're going. In sports, I'm a jock, Dana.
Yeah,
it's lettered in everything.
It's really tiresome, all the sports
Yes.
you talk about.
When a player on another team trashes your team in the press, it fires up your team. Coaches call it bulletin board material. They put it on the board, you see it, it gets you fired up. Charlie's assassination is our bulletin board material. If you want to kill an idea, the worst thing you could do is kill the guy behind it, because it gives the idea legs and wings and millions of resilient voices, which are ours and the people at home. I do believe there is causation from news to outcome. If you subtract the media's influence, this wouldn't have happened. I think you could say the same for Scalise, Trump's near assassinations, Tesla owners attacked, ICE agents attacked, Jewish students attacked, Riley Gaines cornered on a campus. Causation. Calling people evil bigots and Nazis does put targets on their back. And this is why you're seeing on social media so many people celebrating, even if you're not even looking for it, it's there. And I don't call them evil. I call them hypnotized. They were brainwashed. And the way that you brainwash somebody is through repetition. Nazi, 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 fascist, fascist, fascist. That's how you brainwash. So it's almost like, shouldn't be surprising that these things happen. And what scares me, and there's going to be a change in the way we live. We have a simple ethos in America, live and let live. The problem with that ethos, you got Trump?
30 seconds.
Oh, okay, 30. The problem with that ethos, it makes us vulnerable to those who disagree with the ethos. Our freedoms allow for our destruction. It's no longer going to be live and let live. It's going to be live and let live, but only indoors with a metal detector.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.